Today I'm still limping a little with my knee from my last video's crashes. So I thought I would do some mods since I can't really ride today or this weekend. Trying out a little camera setup in the garage. There's a few things I want to get done. Take off my bash plate and put on some crash bars since apparently I am crashing more than bashing. I really wanted to go riding today, but I don't want to risk it right now with my knee. I want to try to let that heal some. So we're going to do some mods. I know that getting up and down on my knee is going to hurt, so I'm not sure how much I can get done today, but we'll try. All right, so first things first, take off these front two guys. This is the Happy Trail skid plate, which, you know, it seems all right. I don't like the fact that you lose about an inch of ground clearance. All right, so I think next we have some bolts up under. And of course, these are different. I got sticks. Look, I've already bent it. See up here, it's bent upward. And this bend I did on my own, so my front boot wouldn't hit the bash plate when I was hitting the brake. All right, these guys. That did it. All right, so this skid plate, he is off, but now there's this whole mess. See, this is where I'm saying it drops. All right, see, the stock skid plate kind of goes right under these, the frame, and this guy hangs down, you know, a good 2 fingers, and then that guy hangs down even below that. So we're talking at least an inch of ground clearance you lose with this bash plate. All right, so for these guys, I'm gonna go grab a crescent wrench. So what I'm doing is I'm just undoing these 10mm bolts. So this side won't have as much light, but it's definitely a lot easier to see. You see that gap again? And you watch when I put the stock skid plate back on. It hugs this frame, so that's a lot of space you're losing right there. Right, I'm gonna see if I can finagle this from this side. There we go. Well, first, I'll put this guy back on. So this is the little plate that goes there. I'm guessing the scratched up side was the bottom. So now I gotta pull off all this evap junk that I took off. I'm just gonna leave these screws out because there's no need to screw the bracket back in. Oh yeah, that other skid plate, it came with all the junk and put all this back in. And maybe that's why it had to lose some ground clearance to fit all this junk. Oh my goodness. I might need the wife's little hands.
The little hands.
Let me call the cavalry.
Okay.
Basically, look, I have these 2 bolts.
Okay.
They go here and here, but through here and here. And so it's really tight space in between this and that. So do you want the headlamp? All right, so the wife is using her little fingers. She is helping me. All right. A lot of people ask me about these foot peg extenders, and these are made by Works Connection, and they're basically just this U, this outer U, with teeth that are a little bit raised on one side, and then I don't know if you can see under there, but so I just welded them onto the existing foot pegs, and I love them. The 35 bucks took me maybe 20 minutes to weld up. Totally worth it, and way cheaper. All right, and then I'll open up all these guys, because these are all in crazy, like super good wrapping, because I understand like a lot of people are super picky with their powder coated parts if they get scratched or nicked. I'm not one of those people. I usually end up scratching them as I open all this stuff. These things are pretty heavy. I think they're steel. Okay, so I just took this cap off, and this is like a solid tube that I'm guessing this tube goes through. Yep, hey, it just popped off my cap for me. So this tube goes through the bike, and that's where one of the mounting points is. All right, so the new bar gets in the way of this guy. So we have to take him off, and then there's a bracket that puts him out of the way. I'm guessing it'll go like that. Well, that's pretty good, because it kind of gets him out of the way from just daily stuff. That should be clear. He's still semi-level. I'm gonna cheat a little. All right, so we have this in. I'm gonna actually take this out, put some Loctite on it, pull this bolt out on the engine that's going through the engine, and that's where the new bolt's gonna slide in, and then the other mount's down here. And what I did have to do just now is bend this guy a little bit out of the way, because he was kind of covering up that bolt. This is like rigid, from here to here it's all metal, and I just kind of pushed it that way out of the way because it was covering up that hole. So I don't want it to touch the new bracket. Alright, so I'm not sure if I have to do both sides at the same time. Oh, that's way bigger on this side. That is not a 13. That's a 17. Wow. See, I'm pulling this guy off now. And then the new one will go in like this. And that guy feels loose. Maybe not. Alright, or just pull it out. So that guy's through, and the bottom's lining up. I need to Loctite this back one before I screw him in. Let me see if these guys will get started now. Come on, don't fall through. Hold on, let me push that back through on the other side real quick. There we go. Alright. I apologize for the headlamp, but this garage is really dark. Start those guys. Alright, so I'm screwing these in just by hand on both sides, and then I will get 2 Allen wrenches, crank those guys down. Alright, so all those guys are in. Let's make sure. Alright, those guys, see, I do need to bend that guy a little. I'm going to use channel locks and just bend that skin plate back out. And then these guys are going to go in there. One on this side, one on that side, but I'm going to Loctite these guys first. So I'm going to put a little Loctite on it. Come on. Alright, that should be good for those guys. I think we're going to call it a day after this one. Now we're tightening back up the exhaust. Alright. So we should still be good. So I do want to start it up and make sure I don't have an exhaust leak. Oh, what a day. Alright, so that was installing the SRC Crash Bars, taking off the Happy Trails bash plate and putting back on the stock one to get these guys on. And that was a little bit more involved than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a quick do this, then I can do some other mods I've been planning on doing. But like most of my days, a 10-20 minute job turns into hours. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully we can make something out of this. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe button, and let me know if there's other stuff you want me to go over, or any other mods I've done or will do. Alright, thanks for watching.